Hello everyone, I'd like to warmly welcome you to our year-end event. My right-hand man here already knows exactly how this whole thing goes. So I would say let's take a good long look back at the entire past year, reflecting on everything we've accomplished and all that we have developed. We will also talk a little bit about what we plan to develop and do in the coming year ahead, and of course, we'll just reminisce about some of the truly wonderful memories that we've made together. Jan really got off to a great start with us this year. We've had a lot of inquiries. We immediately focused on our new app for the new EMS 10 scanner control units, and we also included the old Euro 5 units. We integrated everything that was EMS 6 control units into the new app. I think that was well received by the customers, right? That we also developed the old stuff.
Yeah, especially with the older models, we often have a flap exhaust system, so you can adjust it, for example, if you're heading to the racetrack or some event.
Because it has error memory and transmission. It was well received.
We received an engine as a gift from one of our good customers. Here is an old Mercedes engine, OM501. I checked eBay classifieds because we were thinking about how to make the foyer look nicer. We're still not finished and are still waiting for a few more ideas, and I thought that was a really cool project this year. Then, in collaboration with Sebastian Jäger Powder Coating, so SJ Powder Coating, bringing the engine into the foyer, and not everyone has such a cool coffee table.
A lot of customers have already commented on it. Everyone who comes in says, awesome engine. Most people recognize it. It's a 501 engine, an old 11.9 liter, also from an MP2 Actros. So, as I said, I have a bit of an emotional connection to it because I grew up with these engines. We also looked into that. I really wanted to buy a show truck, specifically a Mercedes this year.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I searched for a long time for a V8 Actros, MP2 Actros. I looked for a long time. Yeah. And yes, what was also nice is that we ended up choosing a Scania after all, also by coincidence.
A good coincidence.
A good coincidence, a Scania bonnet truck, as you already saw in the video. An Eichelweber like that has always been my dream. Simply because I can connect it a bit with nostalgia, with old school, where we already have the first EDC control units in there, and because I can actually reprogram them myself. Back then I actually learned programming on that control unit, Bosch ME 6.2. There were still a few maps, a bit of torque, a bit of injection quantity. So, as I have said, we have definitely set ourselves the goal for the upcoming next year's Truck Grand Prix to get the bonnet truck looking really nice and completely fresh by that time, including the paint job and our trailer as well. And of course, we're really hoping that at the Truck Grand Prix we can show you something truly cool and exciting with the trailer, with a beer tap, exactly. We can't wait to share all of these details with you and hope you'll enjoy the big reveal. We are definitely really looking forward to being a part of the Truck Grand Prix once again this year. We are also thinking about organizing another trucker meetup next year for the Truck Grand Prix. So far, I would have to say that we have only ever received positive feedback from each and every one of our customers.
And we've also heard that they definitely want to have it again.
Yeah, that's why I say, as you can see for yourselves, in terms of staff, we have 10 people spread across all locations. But here in Großroheim, there are actually just the 3 of us. And as you can well imagine, it is always a truly massive effort, of course. But I have to say, of course, it was my opening. I thought it was a really awesome gathering.
There were 160 trucks there, you can't overlook that. They were spread out here and you have to provide for them beer, food.
Yeah. So, as I was saying back then, it really and truly got to me. I have to say quite honestly, seeing so many wonderful people, so many of our valued customers right there, celebrating together with us. I really genuinely have to say that. A great number of our customers have actually become very good friends of ours by now. You really truly have to say that. That makes the work a whole lot more enjoyable. So, unless something unexpected comes up next year, I would definitely say that when we look towards September again, we should absolutely organize another really great trucker meetup.
Definitely, yeah.
With that,
the fire department from Großroheim was enthusiastic about doing it again. It was great together. Großroheim isn't big and we have a small, lovely industrial area here. That's why motorhome customers usually spend the night here. In front of the company, out in the fields, enjoying the view of the Bergstraße. And it's actually a really small town, so it's nice when everyone comes together a bit.
You know yourselves, this year the economic situation was tough. With the CO2 tax, with toll increases, and also because of the high raw material prices, fuel prices, and everything else. So of course it was a difficult year for our customers. That's why we wanted to express our heartfelt thanks once again. Also on behalf of our entire company, Schaknat as well, definitely. Down in Bavaria, up in Hausefeld, for our office lady, and also for us here in Großrohrheim, that you, our customers, really placed such trust in us. Nevertheless, this year we have continued to diligently invest in our product and in our test bench. We also retrofitted the extraction system. And now we finally got a proper gas heater as well. You know yourself, at first we were worried about a gas ban. That's why we didn't have any heating installed yet. So, despite everything, this year we once again invested heavily in the company. With the app and all the products. We also successfully developed the brand new Euro 6 applications specifically for motorhomes. We continued to operate at full throttle, even though we didn't really know for certain how the year would ultimately end up. But at the end of the day, I have to say we are still very, very satisfied that our valued customers continue to place their trust in us. I know for a fact myself that what the government is currently doing to the entire logistics industry is an absolute and total disgrace. Of course, I also sincerely hope, especially for the upcoming year with the toll increase, which, as we know, mainly affects our valued customers, that things will continue to develop in a positive way for you as well, and that things genuinely move forward. I would say, clearly, at the end of the day, the toll increase really has to be passed on one-to-one. In the end, it's the end consumers who are affected, but first and foremost, it also hurts our customers. So I just want to say, we're all keeping our fingers crossed for you that things will keep going next year. There's no other way to put it. I hope that by the middle of the year, things will have gone well, and that maybe at our trucker meetup we can have a beer together, laugh about it, and celebrate. As I said, we definitely wish you all the very best. Another real highlight for me this year was without a doubt the truck Rompre. That was a really cool and memorable event. Absolutely.
Met new cool people, above all, the stop-and-go racing. Maybe now that we have a manual, a bonneted truck, maybe we can take part and maybe even win something good. But in general, at the Truck Compre, we met a lot of new people to whom we could also present our product. For example, the Schaknat app. As I said, the big advantage is that you can always re-optimize your truck after updates, and above all, read out and clear error codes. And this year, we have actually started to complete all of the error codes for Scania. Above all, the fact that the exact, very detailed explanation of all the error codes is now displayed directly in the application, so you can much more easily and independently narrow down any potential errors on your own. But what was also cool, I have to be honest, is how long have I been here now? A year and a half, right?
Yeah, almost 2 years now.
Not that long yet, but field service, as we do a lot of field service, we also go out to the customer if it's too far away, like Hamburg. Of course, it's inconvenient for them to come to our test bench, but then we're happy to go to the customer and combine it with other appointments. And I have to say, I always found it really gratifying how our work was talked about and how that positive feedback was passed on. And suddenly, for example, there were 4 customers standing there, and we had a good conversation and showed them how it works. And it's especially nice when it goes over so well and you get a call half a year later like, hey André, how about we do another one? We really are saving 3 liters. That's of course great to hear, and we'd be happy to continue supporting you like this next year.
I have to say, knock on wood, I have a really great team. As I said, once again, I wanted to thank all of you and also thank my team. Got to say that clearly.
We really are a cool bunch, you have to admit.
These days, you just can't do it without good people. I can't do it all by myself either. I can set an example, but as you all know, you simply need a good team.
And then when it's 10 p.m. and you're suddenly thinking, I actually really wanted to cook at home, and then, boss, what do we do now?
As you can see, this is actually the last video of the year. It's already almost midnight, and we actually got started all the way back at 8 in the morning, but yeah, we had some cool customers again today. Absolutely, it was a great day today. What we also gained this year are 2 new people. Matthias, for example, broke his collarbone all by himself. Unfortunately, at home, yeah. But he really got the hang of things quickly, you have to say. We also hired another employee in Bavaria, someone for our field service. Our team keeps growing steadily, even with young people, which I personally really like. What we've set as a goal for next year is quite clearly to pay close attention to the TÜV. What is also becoming increasingly important, especially with higher performance, are the certifications. If we really go all out next year, we're also going to invest a lot of money because that's simply important for our customers. A lot of people have already asked me about this, the topic with de minimis, which is being asked about more and more now, also regarding the expert reports, so we're definitely on it. You always have my word of honor that I am 100% fully behind this particular initiative. Within the application, we will certainly make every effort to incorporate all of the new products as soon as they become available, for example, all of the latest Euro 6e compliant vehicles.
Exactly, the new Volvos.
Right, the new Volvos as well. And then also the brand new Mercedes software. Mercedes has also developed new control units. We're also trying to include that so we can cover the market more broadly. We've also considered launching the app for tractors. So for the basic EDC17 controllers and for John Deere, for example, but that's still up in the air right now. We'll probably make that decision around March.
If we have the people for it.
Exactly.
There's just so much to do at the moment.
With the tractors, when we tackle that. But first and foremost, the app is our main product. And you know, the customers who already have the app today, they rave about it, they love it. And we're going to improve our product in that direction today. Also, when it comes to error codes, flash processes. We've developed a new adapter that will allow flashing to be done much faster. My main goal for the coming year remains focused on expanding abroad, as having a global presence is becoming increasingly important. We are initially targeting key markets like Spain, with a definite emphasis on France. We are also looking to expand into the rest of Europe, because we have a strong network of dealers, good support centers, and we are implementing the app in multiple languages to support this.
Exactly.
That is also very important because, especially in countries like Canada and so on, the French language is spoken there too.
Yes, and we can also say that we definitely have a success to celebrate because the online shop is being used more and more, especially from abroad. And we've already had an order from Martinique, Madrid, the Caribbean Sea. That's obviously a great success when we can send one of our products there, reaching such a wide audience.
100% yes. Martinique is a small island. There's probably only one Schakner left there. We've activated him.
Especially with the mobile phone. Norway too, lots of customer inquiries. And for next year, just keep building up the online shop. Complete everything in all languages and, of course, start advertising abroad as well.
Now we've bored you enough. I would just like to take this opportunity once again, on behalf of the entire company Schaknat and all of our employees, to sincerely wish you and all of your families a very Merry Christmas and a truly Happy New Year. I sincerely hope the coming year will be just as successful and prosperous for you as this past year was for all of us. We're going to wind down the remainder of the year in a relaxed way now. And then I would say we'll start up again in January, in the new year, with full and renewed energy. So, with that said, we wish you all the very best. Please take good care. Thank you so very much for this wonderful year, and goodbye.